Welcome to this video about the index product at Telection. In this session, I will go through the creation of a user and linking that to your choice of index. I'm going to walk you through the activities you need to do in order to compile and build up your digital twin, convert to a standard user, and then we're going to use that digital twin to run simulations on the founder index in this case, so that you can see how well you're matching up with the ideal founder index DNA that has been defined on the platform. My name is Hans Petter Ramstad and I'm the founder of Telection. So you start off by going to Telection and then you are going to, in this case, the index product page. Here you see some information about the product, how to get started, and the 3 different indexes we have implemented at the moment. And down here you start the video that you're just looking on now. Also some screenshots further down. But let's start off by creating a founder index. Initially you will be taken to a page where you're asked to register your background. So it's a bit information about the founder index, the type of activities that you're expected to do in order to fully fill up the digital twin for the founder index simulation. And then below here I have a questionnaire for you so that we have the background of your experience when it comes to being a founder. So I'll just make a selection here. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have paying customers. I have a mature product offering. And then you create an index user. You fill out this form. Just fill that quickly out. Enter a password that is solid enough. Let me see, and approve use, and that you're not a robot, and create a user, and then password have to be the same, of course. Let me just create again. And then you have a user created, and that then sends an email to your email account, and then you can log in from there. So I'll just sign in. I prepared this already, so I sign in with the user I just created. And then I'm taken to the activities page. And the point of this activity page is basically to guide you through a set of activities that you need to do in order to populate the digital twin we are going to use for the founder index simulations. So here you see 6 different activities. You have a small bio form that I ask you to fill out with some interesting statistics and numbers that we are using for research. You're asked to do a full Big 5 personality tests, which contains 120 statements. You are to grade from disagree to agree. You're asked to do a fluid intelligence test, which is testing out your intuitive intelligence. So this contains around 15 different questions. Then you're asked to do a crystallized intelligence test, which is a bit different than fluid. Crystallized intelligence is tests that are based on previous acquired knowledge or knowledge that you acquired during the test itself. So it's how you apply knowledge to solving problems. Then you're asked to do 6 different games. I will show you one of these later so that you see what that means. And then finally you have the last activity, which is a cognitive flexibility test. This final test, cognitive flexibility, is about how well you deal with situations, contexts, businesses which is in constant change. So how you deal with change and change management that goes both personal to you as an individual and as a company as such. So that's the 6 activities I ask you to do in order to complete the population of the digital twin we need for the simulations for the founder index. At the top you also have an introduction video to how this screen works more in detail. So I think that's it. I can show you one of the games so that you see how that works. There are 6 different games. We can try the direction game, which is pretty simplistic game. You click here, start game, get some initial instructions of how that game works. Click start, and then the game starts. So the point of this game is that you use the arrows on the keyboard, and then you point for the blue balls. You point in the direction where the blue balls is moving. So left, left, and then when the green balls come, you are supposed to point in the direction opposite to the movement of the ball. So this right, down, down, and now it's the blue again. So down and green, down, green, up, blue, down, green, down, blue, right. Sorry, that was a mistake. Left, up, down, right, right, down, right, etc., etc. So that's how the games are basically played. The games usually are either 1 minute or 2 minutes long before they are completed. And you have the option when it's complete, you get the result screen, and then you can choose to either do it again or just close and save the results as it was now. And if you try to rerun, you get up to 3 chances to run each game. At the third time, it will be closed and save the results regardless. So that's kind of how the activities are and how they function. So now I'll put the video on pause so that I finish these activities, and I'll catch up with you when they are done. Okay, now I have completed all the activities, and you see that all are ticked off here. And if you want to look at some of the results, you can see them by opening and closing at the end here. You see the games also. What you should do now is press the convert to standard user. So I just click on that, convert to standard user, OK. So now you will be converted, and then you will be taken to the standard default page for index users, founder index users. So there are 2 things you can do on this page specifically. You have some information, and then you have access to the indexes themselves, and also an overview of where you can see which kind of activities are needed for the different indexes. So here you see what you have done and what's missing on the different indexes. And you see here on the founder index in the left here that all activities are done, while there are missing some for sales and future. Yeah, so those activities you can do on another page of this solution, so that you can also run simulations, fully run simulations for this other index also. Below you have an overview of all the tests and objects that are created from the activities that we just did. You also have the possibility to start a chat directly here if you want to talk about the results of the tests, etc. So that you can do from here. But what you're doing now is to open the left menu, or we can rather do it short. You can just open index simulation. So now open the index simulation page. It's just loading my data. And then it will display the results of the founder index, which is the index that has now been selected. It's quite a lot of data that it's loading, so it takes a bit of time. Okay, here you see the activities that are included in or are needed for this founder index in the digital twin. Here are some of the markers that are needed in order to match a good founder profile, and a flag all tasks done. And here you see the results. So in this case, I just quickly did the activities, didn't score specifically high or accurate on personality or the different games, etc. So it's a very low score per se. So this is an overall score on a scale from 0 to 100, where I scored 22. And then that means basically that the risk level for this desire to be a founder is quite high. I don't say that you shouldn't or you can't, but you will struggle to succeed And what's important then is basically look at some of the challenges, some of the things that you are recommended to do in order to complement or build yourself towards a more or better match with the profile. Or you should team up with people that are able to complement you and the skill sets you have. So that's basically what I say below here in the recommendation. Below that, you see an overview of the different main elements: personality, intelligence, core skills, cognitive flexibility. That's are the main core groups of skills needed. Some of the main high-risk elements, and here are the details down at the individual element level with your match score against the or the actual score here, and then the match score against the target level. But what you can do now is that you can basically open a chat on this. So I click on the icon down right here, and then I also click on full screen. So I open it up in wide mode, and then I can basically open down here, open prompt suggestions, and then I can just select a few predefined prompts. And the first one is natural to upload the data that you just produced in your digital twin. So now I started that, uploading the match data. And then I upload the instructions of how the assistants are to interpret the data. And then I run an analysis on the match data that was generated based on my digital twin against this founder index. And then I ask it to summarize the results of that analysis and present it on this screen. So let's wait a couple of seconds. Shouldn't take more than 4 or 5 seconds. And this same thing you can do on all these different, or the 3 different indexes, the founder index that I use now, but also the sales and the future index. And now you see that it's going through and analyzing in quite detail the different aspects of the different elements and how that matches up with an ideal founder profile. So the personality, the intelligence element, the core skills, cognitive flexibility, and then it gives you an holistic founder index perspective and a summary of key performance or patterns in that. There are 3 other prompts you can run. Give a summary of what is unique about this index, so what's unique about your profile against that best practice pattern for founder index in this case. You can give an overview of the recommendations for this founder index. So let's run that. So that will kind of give you recommendations, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, about what you should do in order to develop your skills so that you get closer to the best practice pattern and also decrease the risk of entering into a founder, starting your own company or entering as an employee in a newly founded or a scale-up company. So it's coming with a lot of suggestions, and the last predefined prompt is about recommendations as to how you should build a team around you in order to increase the likelihood of your founded company or your scale up, your Gazelle company, increase the likelihood of success for that company. So here there are a number of 5 recommendations, different things that you should do in order to evolve that. And then you can of course continue this prompt dialogue with your own prompts and just dive into details and a dialogue with the Telection assistants for the founder index. So that's kind of the key elements and the importance of this founder index. And the same procedure is for the sales index and for the future index. You just select the different ones if you want to look at that, and then you get the score directly. But as you see on the future index, for example, there are some tasks that are not done, so they are missing some elements, and that's why it's scoring quite low also on both sales and future index. So that's it. So a quick summary. We looked at the landing page, a bit about bit information about the product itself, the 3 indexes that you can select. We select the founder index. Then we collected some information, some background information about you, if you have previous experience as a founder or working in a startup, etc. We created the user and then we went in and did the activities. So 6 different activities, everything from basic information through personality, some intelligence tests, some games, and some cognitive flexibility. Then we converted to standard user, and you went into start using that digital twin to run a simulation up against the founder index. And then we got the scores that we did, not too impressive for this demo user, but the dynamics is the same, so you get details here. But much more details if you start a dialogue with the Telection Assistant, which is then uploaded with your data and the matching scores and are trained to have a dialogue around the founder, the scale up, the Gazelle kind of domain, and the problems and challenges you have in starting a company and scaling a company. So thanks for listening, and good luck in trying this out for yourself. If you would like to work further on this beyond what I show in this video, so feel free to reach out to us at telection.com. Thank you.